Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to this special council meeting, April 21st, 2026. We'll begin with our invocation by Councilman Castillo, Ward 2.
Lord, as we're gathered here tonight, God, I ask that you humbly for your guidance, your wisdom, and your support as we begin this meeting and we conduct tonight's business for our great city of Oak Hill. God, help us engage in meaningful discussions and allow us grow close as a group and make the best decisions that'll benefit our community. Fill us with your wisdom, God, as we make these decisions that affect all of those around us in the city. Lord, let's be reminded that we're here tonight and all that we accomplish, let it be first be pleasing unto you and then for the greater good of Oak Hill. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now call to order the special city council meeting, April 21st, 2026. Our clerk will call the roll, please.
Mayor Charles Briscoe.
Here.
Bill Hannabas. Chris Gill.
Here.
DJ Elder.
Here.
Tim Buskus.
Here.
Diane Janey.
Here.
Roger Evans.
Here.
And Terry Van Buskirk. Absent.
Thank you. Does anyone want to sign up for citizens' comments? All right, the purpose of this special meeting is to hear and consider any objections made orally or in writing by the prosecuting attorney, by the tax commissioner, state auditor, or by a taxpayer to the levy estimate and proposed levy or to any item thereof. At this time, we will open the floor to public comments. Okay. We don't have any public comments. We will move forward with our new business. We're gonna go ahead and close the public hearing. Thank you, Tyler. And our new business will begin with number one, laying of the levy, the approval of levy rates for fiscal year 2026 and 27.
I'll turn it over to Valerie here in just a second, but you all have in front of you the proposed levy rates and also the approval letter from the state auditor's office, which came in. So kind of last minute, but we got it. So there's the approval letter and there's the levy rates. The very bottom number, the net amount to be raised by the levy of property taxes, that's the amount that goes in our budget for, on the revenue side for collecting property taxes. So open it up for any questions if you have them, and we'll try to.
It is up from last year.
It is, I've got that number here. So last year, that amount was $858,099. And we're at $899,000 is what the projected is this year. And that's due to the actual total value went up about $9 million, the property value. And then those are determined by the assessor. That's all values delivered to us and certified by the assessor of Fayette County. And that has been trending up for a few years, as things do. The year before that, 2024, 2025, the total amount was 807,000. So it went 807,000, 858, and now it's at 899.
So it was 858,000 last year.
Last year, correct. 858,099 was the exact number. And I have that here if anybody wants to look at it. We didn't give that to you just so that they didn't get shuffled between which year was which, but I have it if you want to look at it. And
No
so,
one's,
good.
well, if no one's got anything, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the levy rates for the 2026 through 2027.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the levy rates for fiscal year 2026 and 2027. All those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to, item number 2, the consideration of a private road donation at Fayette Square.
So this is bringing this back onto the agenda. Mr. Bowling had been here several months ago at a council meeting and talked to you all about the road and the potential donation and acceptance of that out there at the Fayette Square, which was, this section is the newly paved road that Mr. Bowling paved there as part of that development, past the parking lot as it goes down in front of Comfort Inn and the new bank and connects into Route 19 there. So that's the section that we're talking about. I don't know if you have any comments, Mr. Bowling, if you wanted to make any comments or say anything.
I just,
If you would come up.
yes, to me, I just want to reiterate, like, this has no bearing on our, whether the city accepts this or not. Like this, I'm not here for personal gain in this. I've already put my money into it, repaired it, and basically what's going to happen, it's a liability only to our company now. So it's residue land essentially, pays us no benefits. So what we're going to do is just abandon it like a lot of developers do. And so what's going to happen most likely, I mentioned this last time I was here, but I'll touch on it, is there's two different parcels the way this thing's set up. So probably what's going to happen is you're going to get two out-of-staters, different folks from who knows where that ends up getting these things off taxes for nothing. And in any way, you're never going to have an opportunity like you have now. The only reason I'm here, to be honest with you guys, is because this is the right thing. I could very well just not say a word, abandon it, and be done with it. But it's crazy to me that that's the only road in the city of Oak Hill that touches 19. It's curb appeal for your biggest artery for B&O, for the Kroger Plaza, your only shopping plaza on 19. And we ran over that thing for 20 some years in that condition, just pitiful shape. All you got to do is take it over and you have control over it forever. You don't ever have to worry about that again. There's going to be tax revenue coming from the businesses that are built there to help take care of it. There's a piece of residue land. If you look at the kind of square area there, I can't use it. I can't develop. It's too narrow for me, but the city could put signage up there, rent the signs. I don't know what you could do. You guys could figure that out, but there's ways to generate money there. And for a little bit of snow removal, I don't see why on earth you got, it's not a road up some holler somewhere. It's got 3 houses connected to it. This is your road. And I think it's a very wise decision for the city to take this thing in and be able to maintain it in perpetuity.
So you said if we don't take this, you're just going to abandon it.
We're going to abandon. It's common.
So that's basically telling the people that bought the land off of you that this is your problem now. I'm never going to pave it. I'm never going to upgrade it. I'm never going to fix it.
I've already done all that. I've already paved and fixed it, upgraded to the tune of about $400,000. I've done my part of it. Is what I feel like. And again, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm not forcing, I'm not here to try to force you to take the road. I'm here because I think it helps the city to have control of that thing forever. I mean, that's my answer.
But the businesses that are, so I've got several questions about this. The businesses, you said it would be good for the city because of the B&O. But if they build there and we don't take it, we're still gonna get it anyway. So how is the return on the investment that we're putting into that by the maintenance of it? And the upkeep of it, because it's like a mile and a quarter before to the closest city street that road is. So I looked and our guys for snow removal or whatever, they would have to do a 3-mile round trip. What's the length of that road? 700 feet? What was it?
Yeah, roughly. I don't know.
Something like that. So they would be traveling 3 miles out away to drop a blade, plow 700 feet and come, and then we would have the maintenance of it forever. And which it's got a lot of traffic on it, heavy truck traffic coming in. It is in great shape right now. I do commend you for doing that. It looks great. It's in great. It's better probably than it's ever been. But down the road, that road's going to fail quicker than anything else. Typically because of the sheer amount of traffic that's on there.
That road was built for heavy use. It's got 3.5 inches of base on it, 1.5 inches of top coat on it. And the guys at West Virginia Paving told me that they built that thing to spec to have trucks run over it without it causing any problems. And also, if you guys remember, several months ago, there was an accident out at 19. They had to divert the traffic. Every truck and car was going through the plaza. They couldn't go on 19 there. And there's no issue there. It's going to be a very long time before we have any issue with maintenance on that road, especially where we put the ditching in. That's where the real problem was. There was no drainage there. So all the water coming off that hillside was just running on top of the road and washing it out. And so we fixed that. We put culverts in. I mean, it's ready now. It's in good shape. I don't see you having problems with that road for a very, 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 very long time. And the benefits far more outweigh letting that road potentially get in bad shape where you can't do anything about it, so you're stuck forever. So would you rather have it stuck forever in terrible condition, or would you rather have control over it? Maybe we got to move from Wolf Creek Park and come plow it a little bit here in the winter every once in a while. Big deal. Tax revenue surely is enough to cover pushing the snow off of that road. From what we're bringing in, I think we still got 2 acres. Who knows what we're going to bring in next? And so I just see, I disagree respectfully. I disagree with what you're saying. I just feel like this is a no-brainer to me. This is your baby, man. This is your road. Like, this is the only road you got that connects to 19 that goes to your main lane. So now's your chance to take it. If you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it, obviously. But I think it's a very wise decision to take it and be able to control it forever. Have other ways with the additional land to generate revenue.
There's a culvert there now, right? That is an existing one. It's a galvanized culvert that's in the first stages of failing, starting to collapse. I understand maybe that there's been one there that's in place.
There's a metal culvert that runs beside Comfort Inn. It goes down over the hillside behind it. That's not what we put in. It's been there for a while, but I'm unaware of it.
Yeah, I think the one he's talking about.
Starting to
It's gonna be
collapse.
Up in this area, right as it opens out to the, parking lot. There's a culvert that runs, there's a little catch basin right there, and it runs under the road, right at the end of where you are.
I know where you're talking, where
Yeah.
it kind of crowns in the middle and one side runs to that one you're talking about, the other one runs to this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm unaware that it's collapsing the field. That's the first I've heard of that.
Well, Charlie, I don't know if you want to speak to that, Charlie. They went out and ran a camera through it just to inspect and see what we're going to be dealing with. I think it is collapsing. You only got about halfway through it, correct me if I'm wrong. There was some trash blocking the way of the camera about halfway through it, and so couldn't force the camera the rest of the way through. So that's definitely a consideration. You did mention, Charlie, that you might be able to slip a culvert through that from the lower side rather than have to dig the road up. Insert,
Full of gravel.
yep, insert one, then seal it up full of grout.
And it's totally rotten at the bottom. 6 inches.
Yep.
It's got 2 spots on the top that's in the road. Reconstruct the something. It's a pretty straightforward.
I'm unaware of it.
So, I mean, there is an option to be able to slip a culvert in there rather than have to dig it up. Dig the road up to replace that, so, but that's a consideration. I will say this, just for your all's information, not to sway one way or the other on it, but I haven't worked at the assessor's office previously. I've seen developments where these roads were left and abandoned effectively, and what ends up happening is they'll get cycled in a tax sale, right? Because it is a residue piece of property. Just like a lot down here on the side of, any of our roads, it is a piece of property. It does have an acreage attached to it as a residue tract. So it'll remain on the land books, and it will get cycled through tax sale after tax sale. So there is some validity in terms of if you were gonna take it over and be able to have control over it, the easiest time to do that is going to be now. In the future, 20 years from now, 15 years from now, whatever it may be. We're back in the situation we were in, a year ago where it's deteriorated. Hopefully it lasts longer than that, but typically you're looking at paving a road every 10 years. If you can get 15 out of it, you're doing pretty good, and you gotta go through and put a little top coat on it. So anyway, 15 years from now, we're gonna be looking at that. Somebody's gonna have to do it, and I don't anticipate you're gonna have an owner who's gonna step up and do that, because it's gonna be somebody that bought it for $300 at a tax sale.
Right.
So,
I guess, and this is probably not a question that you could answer, but maybe for the council, something to think about. I have a lot of questions about that. And I brought up some, but what about the rest of the road or the other stores in there? What can they come and say, well, you took this one over, now we want you to take this over. And then before you know it, we're trying to keep a road from one end from 19 down to Lot Gelly on the other end. That's a concern I have. Then what if the business come and they say, well, now as city, we need sidewalks out here. What if they want street lighting out there, street lights on there? Me personally, I kind of see some heavy expenses in the future while the road is, if businesses come in there, they're in the city anyway. You're getting it anyway. So I'm kind of on the other hand, of that. I question. And I just blows my mind. And I say it happens all the time that you develop a place like that, sell the lots, make the money off of it, and then just abandon it and leave the people that bought it up. That's like taking my ball and going home.
Yeah, I mean, the other option that you see happens, and this is what they did out, for example, Whispering Oaks and Thousand Oaks, after they finished their development, that residue tract, which represented all the roads, was deeded to the homeowners association. And you see that fairly frequently as well. That's a way to dispose of those, to put them somewhere in a positive ownership without them going delinquent on taxes, and then the homeowners association ends up, taking care of. And it kind of, it's fitting in that situation, because the homeowners, you're paying into that as a homeowner for the maintenance and the snow clearing of the roads. That's part of what you're paying into. So it's kind of fitting in that situation for a homeowners association to hold those roads, but that's how they do it, I think.
It is possible that you could get, I mean, there's a good piece of property there. It's nice property that you could get some good paying stuff, but on the other hand, it is possible that you could have a large medical facility that would want to come and locate to that. And all we would get would be the building permit. And the
If it's
B&O, because it would be nonprofit, so we wouldn't be getting any B&O off of that. We would be maintaining a road that is largely for nonprofits, because there's a big portion of that shopping center out there now. It's not yours, I don't believe, but a big portion of that is nonprofit now. We get nothing from it. We don't maintain that, but so the possibilities, when you're looking at down the road, there is possibilities there that it could be, a great medical facility. And it would be great for this area, but we wouldn't get nothing off of it. We would be maintaining a road for them. So it's just things out there to think about.
And you're right. I mean, it's possible. Who knows what's going to go? I don't know.
Yeah.
But in my mind, positives of owning it for the city far outweigh, just because we've experienced it in the negative for 20 years now. If you looked out there, if you went out today and looked at the traffic on that road and you compared it to what it looked like 2 years ago, nobody even drove over there. Nobody would even drive on that road. It was in such bad shape. Just the fact that we're the national park now, we got all these people coming in. The single most positive thing to me is we can't, it just looks bad as a city. It looks bad as a city that's how we operate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do better, man. We got to, and I totally and respectfully, again, understand everything you're saying. I really do. I mean, I can get it. But to me, the positives far outweigh any of that stuff. Is it possible you get someone that's tax exempt there? Sure, it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Even if we did get a tax exempt something, I would still, if I was in the cities or in your office, I would still want to maintain that road, because man, that's our front and center piece to our shopping plaza. That can't get this way, And so, for whatever it's worth, I'm just, like I said, I'm here. It doesn't benefit me. I'm going to be in the same boat regardless. That's a God's honest truth. And I'm only here. I swear to God, I'm only here because it's the right thing to do. And I believe that wholeheartedly. You don't have to agree with it, but that's 100% what I believe.
This doesn't pertain to that, but just kind of curiosity. Have you spoke with Fayetteville about obtaining the road from South Point or where Hugh
Back when we
McGoo's and all?
developed it, we tried. Yeah, we tried to do it, but we couldn't get any bad mouthing anybody. Everybody's
No, don't bad mouth.
We couldn't get much help in that regard for the road. Tried the county, tried the state. Just couldn't get anything done there. So it's a little different over there because we are building the road. And so we were able to implement a road maintenance agreement with all the other tenants that we have going in the hotel, the Huey McGoo's, whoever else would get in over there. So at some point when all the spots get filled up, I'm able to exit, the developer's able to exit, and the folks that are all there will split the cost to maintain the road. Here it's different. This was a shoddy job 30 years ago or whenever it was developed, maybe even longer. And it's really vague. The ECR, the Plaza agreement is not written well, frankly. It's just not the same. It's kind of apples to oranges type of comparison comparing the Oak Hill Road to that.
No, Charlie, did you look at the rest of the, I know you put a camera through that one culvert. You looked at the rest of the drainage there as well. You feel like it was adequate?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Sounds like, oh.
And Charlie did talk to, the representative from West Virginia Paving to just kind of find out how that was done, get some specs on that. They did say when they took that down to gravel, they proof rolled that, everything seemed to be good. They didn't appear to need to be any additional work done on the sub base of that. And the only concern at the time was if the water wasn't diverted away from that, that it would get right back in the condition it was in very quickly. And that's where the drainage comes in, correct? So there's just some additional information, some legwork that we kind of put in.
So is the water diverted?
Yeah, there's ditches down through there. Mr. Bowling had ditches put in and a culvert in front of the Comfort Inn driveway, one of them that needed it. There's just one of them.
Yeah.
And so that water now exits the road. See, there was no ditches before, it was all just flowing out into the road. As soon as you get that in there in the wintertime, it's freezing, it's thawing, tearing stuff up, it's infiltrating the pavement. So when it can get off the road and go down the ditch line, which are there now. Hopefully shouldn't be a problem.
So the bank, are they on both of those lots?
Yes, they took both lots.
So that's pretty much all you're gonna have on that side of the road to develop then?
Yes,
Right.
not counting the pink square portion to the left, a lot too there. That's what I want to give you all to do.
Cause another question I have is how do you plan on getting the utilities across the road? I drove out there, I know one time you said conduit, and I may have not seen everything, but just looking by a pole, I seen some conduit just as from the window of the truck. It looked like it was probably inch and a quarter, maybe max, and I thought, well, that's not really big enough to put a water line through, or,
I think those were just markers showing where they buried the.
okay. Okay,
It's
that's what I said, I may not have known. So I-
It's funny, you said that actually, I had my contractor go over and look, and he said, man, I don't think they put it in. I said, check with them. They said it was just markers. But the utilities are already ran the bank.
So no anticipation of having to open cut that to
No.
get the bank's utilities.
So that,
That's what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
concerned too, is okay, you decide to take a road and then next week we're open cutting
Cutting
the
the brand new road.
utilities and all that stuff.
no, that was definitely a part of our, it was a matter of fact, it was part of our contract with the bank. So they would have to run the utilities before we did the road. It was part of their contract actually too, that I was gonna fix the road. But that was part of it, that we had to run the conduit. They had to run the conduit underneath the old road before we milled it up.
Mr. Bowling, let me ask this question for the benefit of everyone. You still have the 2 acres approximately on the other side of the road that is not developed, it's not sold yet, correct? So you're still marketing that? So is there any reason for urgency at this moment? I guess the question could be, could this be reconsidered at a time when you do have a buyer for that 2 acres or multiple buyers and you're ready to essentially be done with this development as far as your end of it and pull out and leave? Could it be done at that point? I mean, is that something that could be done?
Could it be done? Yes, I would prefer to do it now and because man, just to be honest, I'm very busy. I mean, you guys are busy too, you get it. I've got 1,000,010 things I'm constantly doing.
Yeah.
And I would love, and this has been a problem for a very long time, as you all well know. I'm not even the first guy, I don't think, that came here, but they were trying to pitch you guys taking it in the condition it was in. Well, no way, right? I mean, who's going to do that? And so I would prefer, this is my second round already here. I would prefer you guys are willing to do this. Let's do it now. Let's knock it out. And then it's put to bed. It's over. You don't ever have to worry about it. You can control it and start figuring out what you're going to do with that land there to generate some revenue.
Can I ask you a question,
Yeah.
Charlie? Do you feel like we'd be okay?
In a way, yes, in a way, no. I mean, we are financially right now, yeah. Earn labor taken care of. Force all, on grid. Basically, more expensive.
But factor in the revenue that's coming from it too. I mean, it's an offset here. It's not just cost. And am I right?
The
that-
revenue's coming even if you abandon it and walk away and we don't accept it, the revenue's still coming.
It
So
is.
that's not really a return on our investment.
I can see that, but I mean, I'm factoring in, I'm bringing in multi-million-dollar businesses here to your town. That you're getting tax revenue because of that road is part of it. But I guess I see what you're saying, but again, look, it all comes down to, and I believe this, it all comes down to the positive of having it and controlling it and never having to worry about it again. Far outweigh any negative of having to push a little snow with some salt on that thing in the winter. Are you guys in Wolf Creek moving some snow? Someone told me that. You all over at Wolf Creek at all?
Subdivision, burying the road on the left.
Okay, I was just curious. Makes it a little closer. Anyway, no pressure. I'm just trying to do the right thing. I'm just telling you guys. I'm trying to do the right thing. I think it would benefit you all to control that.
I just know I've said on other councils that didn't want the town to grow. We lost Walmart, we lost Lowe's. Because they didn't want us to be a Dollywood. I sit on those, and it's like Oak Hill just gets passed by, and others around us keep growing. And I'm all about what you said. I'm also just concerned about our street department and what they have to go through and all that stuff. It's just, we are a national park now. And I just feel like this is one more thing that we'll let go by because the others have moved. They left. And we don't have that anymore. And I just feel like we need to look at that as well, because that's an opportunity that we won't have if he does abandon those and someone else purchases those. I mean, I know we'd still get the B&O if, of course, if it's a medical facility, we won't. It's just past councils let things leave us. I don't know, that still is heavy on my mind at times. Is there any way we could table it and just have one more time? Is that a
I'd
possibility?
like to vote on it. Honestly, I'd like to vote on it. I mean, if your heart's telling you to do it, let's do it. You know, if it's telling you not to do it, then vote not to do it. I've got a lot of time in this road and money in this road, effort in this road and effort in trying to do the right thing here and get the city to control it forever. And I'm here this evening. It's first pitch of the WVU Pitt game tonight, and I played WVU baseball, so all I hear is Sweet Caroline in my ear right now.
Well, I mean, let's be honest too. You know, you did fix it, but it sat for years unfixed until you got a contract in there that said the road had to be fixed also.
What's the
And
point?
but you said, the point is you said, you know, I fixed it, I put a lot into it. And I just wanna say that you sold a piece of property, that was part of the agreement, that you told us that was the agreement. That's why the road got fixed. If it hadn't have been there, it would probably still be in bad shape,
Well,
because
sure, I
you
mean,
wouldn't
business,
want
that's how it
to,
works.
right, business. That's what I'm saying, it's a business.
Oh, it's not a
It's
good.
a
I'm not-
business decision, and I just want, and I'm not trying to be any way here, I just wanna put out everything, give everybody something to think about, because ultimately this is a business decision of the city also. It's where two businesses are coming together to try to work out what we wanna buy and what we wanna sell and what we want to have and what we don't. And that's your vote, your decision.
Fair enough.
Is that property we could sell and benefit from?
The additional property that comes with it, I mean, if he's willing to give it to us, I would think if there was some value to it, that you'd be trying to squeeze every.
No, listen,
get out of that.
I can see that. You say that, and I respect that too, but, that land, I can't put a retailer there. It's too thin for me, but that don't mean that it can't be used for something small time. And I don't know what the value is of that piece because I've never had any intention to develop it, but I can tell you, I know that there's some value there. Your biggest shopping plaza, a $30 million Walmart, a $20 million healthcare facility, a brand new bank, who knows what we're going to get there. Somebody will pay you all for that land. and put signage on it or put, I don't know what the answer is. It's not my forte, the smaller stuff, but I'm telling you, there's value in that. I don't know how much value, but there's thousands of dollars of value in that piece of land. You can do something.
It's up to you, council. Your decision. You wanna vote on it tonight? You wanna table it for another day?
Yeah, but I'd hate to see that property. It's been a laughing joke on social media for years. People act like they're fishing in the holes. Just all kind of nonsense. So I know that it's not like that anymore, and thank you for that. But in the future, it's going to be. It's going to look like that again one day if it just continues to get thrown through the tax cycle. And no, we're not going to lose any business right now. But like what Diane was saying, the future, if that property is not kept up, is that going to hinder any future? Because I'm sure at some point it has stopped some kind of business from coming out in that area of that shopping center. It would stop me from putting a business there because that's the main side of getting in, and not everybody's going to want to go to the Lock Alley exit. So, Mr. Lake wants us to vote tonight. I will make a motion for us to accept that donation.
I'll second.
Ms. Pauling, thank you. We have a motion to accept the offer of the private donation road at Fayette Square from AC Bowling. All those in favor? All opposed? The ayes have it. We have one nay. So the motion is carried. Thank you, Mr.
But I'm there. Yeah, 2 days.
Two nays, I'm sorry. So the ayes still have it. We have 3-2. So the motion does carry 3-2. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go Mountain Dew.
All right, council, that is the end of this meeting. Does anyone have any comments? Any announcements? Okay, well, those of you that came out, those of you that supported Friday, thank you again so much. And I really do appreciate it, and so does the Raleigh County Sheriff's Department. So with that being said, we are officially adjourned. Everyone have a good night.
Thank you.